Mr. and Mrs. Gurock, it's Tim McClellan, Western Heritage Furniture. I'm standing in front of your dining table. I wanted to let you know that it is complete and that it will be shipping to you tomorrow. They'll be packing it up and shipping it here at the shop. I want to go over some of the finer details of this particular table with you so that you have a little bit of a personalization with it. As you know, we reclaim old buildings, barns, and whatnot from across the United States. We salvage the wood, the boards from those buildings, and we use that wood in our furniture. Some of these buildings are 100, 150 years old. So what we do is we actually find these old barns and buildings that are going to be torn down, and we salvage them before they're destroyed. The wood in the tabletop here was salvaged from an old building. Some of this wood actually came from a building here in Jerome. Jerome is where we're located. It's an old ghost town, one of the older towns in Arizona, a copper mining boom camp. And a lot of the buildings that were built here were slapped up real quick, as boom towns will be, and constructed with whatever materials were available. But up on the top of the mountain, there's a row of houses called Company Row, and they were prefabricated houses, actually built by Sears and Roebuck. And the higher houses were up on the hill, the higher the position you had with the company, the mining company. We were lucky enough to salvage one of these old buildings. We actually got to take down one of these old gingerbread type of houses that was built up on the top of the mountain when they were blasting for copper under the ground. There was a little earth shift and some of the mountain slid down and took out a couple of them. So we salvaged some of the wood from those buildings. So what you're seeing in here is a mixture of that wood. I wanted to touch on the wood because it is so unique and so special, and it doesn't grow on trees. This wood is wood that's salvaged from pre-existing buildings, and these buildings were probably put up right at the turn of the century, so they're 100, 110 years old. And I wanted to show you what some of the wood looks like before it's actually finished. So when you're looking at this wood here, it's just gray old barnwood like you typically see on old buildings. We don't do any color enhancements on this wood. What you're seeing here and what you're seeing here are the natural colors and natural tones of the wood. We're doing a clear finish, which brings out and highlights those colors when the clear is put on it, but we're not actually bringing out any extra colors by adding color. So your finished product here was hand selected by our sawyer, the guy who picks our wood, for the matching beauty of each board. So what you'll see here is a continuum that's just fabulous. So I wanted to show you that. Also, I just want to show you, if you zoom in right here, this is good old American wood. This is the best wood that ever grew in America. If you look at the tight rings and you look how hard this wood is, this is America's best, finest wood resource. Turn of the century stuff. Anyways, same situation as the other table that you saw. It has a locking mechanism that you can unlock from underneath, and then the table is on a Lazy Susan, so it'll spin around. So we're able to rotate the table and do the leaf adjustments. What we're going to do is we're going to pull the leaves out, and we're going to then be able to engage the extension leaves that are hidden inside the table. So if you go around and just pull out each one of these leaves, or pie shapes, excuse me, it'll give you access to the leaves in the table. You rotate that around, get each one of these opened up, and then engage your leaves. Now, point to be made, these need to be fully extended back in order for the leaf engagement to work because of these little biscuits that are on here. But after those are pulled all the way back, you go around and bring up the leaves, and then you just do the final little rotation and get each of the pies dialed in exactly right. And there you have it. There's your finished table. I hope you enjoy this table. It's built to last generations, so you'll pass it on from your generation to your children, and they can keep it and pass it on to their children. This table will be here for 500, 600 years if it's taken care of. Enjoy.